Hey guys, we're gonna do some Donkey Kong LPs and show off the game. This is Donkey Kong, classic Donkey Kong, original Donkey Kong. It's a pretty fun game. Really difficult from the arcade. I'm playing it on MAME32 emulator, um, which I mean is fun. Arrow keys control your movement. You're trying to jump over barrels and make it to the top, where Donkey Kong has captured a princess. I believe her name is like Pauline. She's not Peach, even though she looks a little bit like Peach. And this isn't Mario, although he kind of becomes Mario. His official name for Donkey Kong is Jumpman. But this is actually a really difficult game. I heard a statistic once that something like 80% of games don't make it past the uh, second uh, elevator level, which hopefully we'll get to this game. I'm not great. I'm not as good as people like Steve Levy or Billy Mitchell, but I'm not horrible. I'm better than a lot of people at it. Most people assume the hammer, which I've got right now, kind of makes them invincible, but it's actually possible to still get killed while you're holding the hammer. But these fire guys in this stage will appear on the other side of the stage whenever you kill them, which means that if you do what I did, where I took out all of the yellow things on the right side, they can't follow me to the left if I kill them. And I'm on the left, they appear on the opposite side of where you're standing. And you obviously need to take out all the little yellow pieces and make Donkey Kong fall. And then you're reunited in its love. Yay. And then it restarts. There's no real like plot to the game. It's just kind of how high can you get over and over again with a bunch of fun boards. Each level has multiple boards. So like, while some people might call this the third level, this is the second level and the third board overall, which I like quite a bit. It means that this game doesn't have like hundreds and hundreds of levels. I believe it has 21 complete levels before it gets a kill screen, which I have achieved on the emulator once by using save states, because it is a very difficult game. Here, the first elevator level, it's decently easy. I'm gonna try using this, which you can, as you just see, you can jump and kind of just barely make it if you time it just right. On the first level, you don't really have to worry about the positioning of the springs for the start, although to get to the thing, you need to kind of watch for when one hits right in the middle of his crotch, which is a great thing, and then you can start moving a little early and make it all the way up in time. You get an extra man at 7,500 points, which I passed a while back, so I've already got an extra man. Usually you can get extra man if you make it to the second board, which tells you how hard the game is if they felt they needed to give an extra man for beating the first actual level. But I mean, it's a fun game, and I would recommend playing it if you can find an arcade, because I mean, playing this in the arcade would just be awesome. The fireball guys spawn on whatever other side, as I already said, and this gets a problem in the later levels where they start spawning faster and faster, and they can move faster. Like, you already noticed it's a little bit of a problem, because I just can't grab stuff, but, that time I managed. But I got a hammer, yay. And I can use it to kill them, and, they'll spawn over on the side that I've already beaten. The only real issue with, I mean, this level in particular, but the levels in general, is that the timer starts going down, and if you run out of time, you die. And that wouldn't really be a problem if it didn't progressively get more and more difficult to just move around. And so it adds a lot of difficulty to the game. And not only does the timer get faster and faster, you also end up having some serious issues where instead of the barrels start moving faster and faster, and you might notice that this one just angled more than it did last time, and the first one angled way more than it did the first time, because the first time it didn't angle at all. There's kind of a way to trick out the barrels sometimes, I'm not great at it, but I've seen people who are. I actually got into this game after watching the documentary King of Kong, which, great documentary. I'd highly recommend it if you like documentaries. Oh, I got the backwards jump, which is pretty hard to do. But it's about Steve Wiebe and Billy Mitchell trying to get the highest score in Donkey Kong. And Steve Wiebe told how to trick the barrels out to make them fall. This is the first what I call the pie stage, and you might be able to see why up at the top. They're kind of like pies that are that was almost bad. That are being distributed by the conveyor belts, which is odd. Fire guy, and you might notice that the fireballs are different on this level. I'm not really sure why that is, but they're different fireballs, and I mean fireballs only appear in this level and that one other level, the blue levels. So like it's not like they needed to make a special fireball guy for this, they just kind of did. And once again, fireballs spawn, this time on whatever side you are on, which at first makes it kind of easy, because all you have to do is get up to there, and it's automatic to end it. So as long as you can get them to spawn all on one side, you're usually able to beat it pretty easily. And this is the second elevator stage, the one that most people aren't able to get past. It's basically just like the first, except with fireball guy with faster springs, as you can probably hear. I'm going to try to use that trick that I mentioned to barely made it. The trick with the springs. So for this time, you want to watch for when it hits the very front of his right foot, I suppose, the one on your left side. But that one, and then you can run to the middle, stand right here, and watch for one to hit in the middle of his crotch. And then if you take a run, you should be able to always... There we go. There we go. Made it past it. If you can beat that level, then you are decent at Donkey Kong. I mean, most people can't, and I'm pretty happy I can. Notice how that guy spawned right away, whereas before you usually had a few seconds. They really do start spawning and moving a lot faster really quickly. They hit kind of a plateau after a certain number of levels. I don't know how many, but I do know that when I was using save states and made it to the kill screen, they stopped getting faster after a little while. And I really wasn't expecting that. I mean, it kind of caught me by surprise, because I figured they'd make the difficulty as high as they could. And I mean, it's a hard game. So I guess they just realized how hard the game was and didn't force you to make it even harder by having these guys just keep getting faster as the game went on. Because, I mean, they're fairly random, but in the worst of ways. Oh, come on. There we go. And see, now I've got that last one, and they're all going to be around it, because that is how this game works. I need to try and lure them down here, which is not easy, because they don't really follow you. And it looks like I'm going to run out of time before I'm able to. Yeah, that sound lets you know you only have 1,000 points left in your timer, and there's no way I'm going to make it up there. So I'll just go ahead and let the timer run out. You guys can watch me die, and then I will, there it is. I will redo this level and try and beat it. Ah, such an annoying sound. Let's see. But they spawn really fast, and it's actually probably better to not do the same method that I'm doing this time, where you run all the way across to grab the first thing, because they just spawn so fast. But I like the fact that they're both hammers. There are two hammers on this side, so I'm able to pretty easily force them onto the other side if need be. But sometimes they just kind of go over there themselves. That's part of why this game's so hard. Is it is fairly random. You'll sometimes get the best players in the world, and they'll be playing a perfect game nearly, and then suddenly they'll just get a random barrel that'll just completely kill them. I guess that kind of makes sense. Single hit death, completely killing is what you'd expect, but that kills them pretty quickly. And I mean, that's not that uncommon. The machine at GameStop is jokingly said to be possessed because you get a really high number of random barrels that will pretty much always kill you. And you know, as far as anyone knows, there's no difference between it and any other machine, but people tend to have a lot of trouble on that one. And eventually I hope to go and play a game on it, though I don't expect to do very well. I feel like I'm probably doing better this run than I ever have before. In this level, the fire guys spawn. There's one extra one that spawns. So like the first time there were 3, this time there's 4. I think it's based on the level that you're on, because like this is level 4 overall. Oh no, Pi. Pi will kill you. Good old Pi. Pi will kill you. Don't eat too much. But the Pi here is deadly. That is not a joke. That is fact. And you know, once again, sometimes you just kind of get lucky and they don't go to this side, or you're able to pretty easily just run on over and go up the ladder. The ladders here move up and down, so you can get on them and be above the pies, so you're still safe, but it doesn't mean you're safe. You may notice that instead of going straight to an elevator level or at another barrel level, this starts happening. You add an extra, I want to say you add just one, but it could be more, boards per level. So you end up getting to a point where, I mean, you're going through a red level, a red barrel level after every single level, which, I mean, if you get good at the barrel levels, it's not that bad, but just because of the random barrels, it can be really, really difficult. Another one of the elevator levels. By this point, because I don't usually go for score, I tend to ignore all of the, all of her items that you can collect. Yeah, and you might notice the springs are going a lot faster this time. If you want to go for a really high score, you're welcome to try and collect all those items. But they're often pretty difficult. And there we go. Got it. Okay. Watch for the middle of his crotch. That's what I need to do. So, there we go. Got it. It gets really, really difficult because of how fast those go. But, I mean, you can usually make it through them without too much trouble. I'm going to go ahead and abandon my usual strategy here and go on this side. When I first started, and I think this is a mistake that a lot of people end up making, I would just run all the way across and collect them like that, and I learned pretty quickly that it got nearly impossible by the time I got to, I mean, even the second stage like this, it was nearly impossible to beat because of, oh god, this is a very bad idea. Don't ever do this. That's why. Because sometimes they'll just stay there and stand and then they'll suddenly go up, but more often than not they'll do that. But, I mean, that's basically how you play Donkey Kong. Hope you guys enjoyed it.